Very, very important thing. Right? Now, this is your HANA 1.0. Right? And now, this is the tool HDBLCM, HANA Lifecycle Management Tool. Correct? Which convert your HANA 1.0 to 2.0. So your HANA 1.0 becomes what, guys? It becomes what? It becomes the tenant DB. Right, guys? Because the data is present here in HANA 1.0. So it cannot become system DB, right? It will become the tenant DB. So when it becomes the tenant DB, your HDB LCM tool, that is HANA Lifecycle Management tool, create a system DB for, right? This tool will create a system DB for you. So if in interview they ask you if your HANA DB from 1.0 to 2, you are converting to 2.0. So HANA 1.0, since it contains the data, it will convert to tenant DB. And this HDB LCM tool will create a system DB for you so that your conversion happens smoothly. Right, guys? Understood,
Hmm.
everybody? Clear? Hello?
Yes. So this would
Okay.
be tenant
Okay.
database.
Now, chalo, Pramit, you have not read a
And
single line
Sudhanshu,
today.
sorry, sorry.
Tell me.
So this new system DB,
Hmm.
which this tool will create, will again have
Hmm.
the same name, right? As like, if, for example, if HANA 1.0 had a name, that same name will go to the system DB as well.
This HANA 1.0, let us
Hmm.
suppose it has SID of EP1,
EP1.
right? Each had
Hmm.
a SID of EP1. Then that SID will become of tenant. Tenant will take
Tenant.
that SID, right?
Hmm.
And while
And the
when the
same
HDB,
will be for
yeah,
the system DB as well.
system DB, when you will be creating, it will ask if for system
Hmm.
DB, what SID you have to give. So that SID you
Hmm.
can give. Okay.
Okay. Fine. Welcome.
Okay.
Oh.
So, Pramit, you have not read any line for today. Chalo, please read from here to here. Pramit, you there with us? I think he is facing the network issue or what? Okay. Uh, Abhijit, you read, please.
The upgraded system will comprise one tenant database that corresponds to the old single container. The system database, system DB, creates a new system. During the update, a password must be given for the user, for this user,
Okay.
okay?
Okay. So, let me explain you this very important line. So, guys, right? Our database, right? Our
Hmm.
database super user name is system, right? System is the super user, guys. In HANA DB, system user is the super user, guys, right? Now you have HANA 1.0, right? It has what?
Hmm.
It will have the correct. It will have a super user which is named as system. So now when it will be converted, right? Right?
Hmm.
When it will be converted, then what will happen? It will become the super user of your tenant. Right, guys? It will become what? It will become the super user of your tenant, guys. But remember, system DB will have its own super user system, and tenant DB will have its own super user system. Since HANA 1.0 got converted to tenant DB, तो ये जो 1.0 का सिस्टम था यूजर, it will become the system user of tenant, right? But now system DB has been created, right, through the HDBLCM tool. So it will have its own user system. So when it will be created, at that time it will ask you, कि भैया, I am giving you the username system, please provide the password. Because in this case, it will not ask for password, because 1.0 password will immediately become the password of tenant only, right? So no password needed here. But since system DB is created freshly, so you have to give the password, right? Remember,
Hmm.
they will ask you in interview, if HANA 1.0, the users are there, and when they are converted and becoming the tenant, so will all the users of HANA 1.0 will go into tenant, or you have to create them once again? So you don't have to create them, guys. All the data, all the user, everything of HANA 1.0 will come into tenant. You don't have to do anything. If your user, Rajesh user, Sailesh user, Abhijit user were present into HANA 1.0, when you will convert into 2.0, all your users will be present into the tenant. No need to create. Since system DB is been created for that purpose, what you have to do, you have, when the system user will be created, it will ask you the password, कि भैया please keep the password for this system user, and then you have to give the password. So that is what this line was telling us, right? कि जब system DB is created, new user system is created during the update, and password must be given, right guys? Understood now the meaning? Clear?
So, sir, just reconfirming. So,
Hmm?
once we upgrade it to the 2.0,
Hmm?
it will create uh, additional system user. That means for system DB, there will be the system user, and tenant DB,
Uh,
there will be another system user, right?
yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
Remember, if in your environment there are three tenants, they will have their own super user system. Everyone will have their own super user system, and
Yeah.
everyone will have their own password. Right, guys? Understood? Let us suppose
Okay.
tenant Sailesh is tenant. He will have his own super user system. Rajesh is tenant. He will have his own super user system. Clear, guys, to everyone? Hello?
Yeah.
Rajesh,
Yes.
Sagar, Sailesh, clear?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, read this important line. Sailesh, chalo, read this important line.
Yes, yes. The database super user, the database super user system of the single container system becomes the system user of the tenant database. You may have to adapt your operations concept to include the new system database.
So, what you understood now?
So, if the database super user system of the single container becomes system user tenant of the tenant system, you may have to adapt your operations concept including the new system database. Means it requires some new concept or new procedures to the system user.
Okay. Okay, Rajesh, what you understood?
Mm, the super user of the single container system becomes the system user of the tenant database. You may have to adapt
Rajesh.
your. Mhm. Am I audible?
Ah, you
Hello.
are audible.
Ha. It, I mean, here it says that the super user of the single container system, it automatically goes to the tenant database. And in order to adapt your operations concept to include the new system database. I'm sorry, I do not know
No, okay,
exactly.
no issue. So
Hmm.
now, guys, it is telling us the very simple line that we have seen. Your
Hmm.
single container ka system will immediately become the super user of the tenant after the conversion, right? You don't have to
Hmm.
take any stress for that. You don't want to do anything. This will be the automated thing where you just have to relax. HDBLCM tool will convert 1.0 to 2.0. All your 1.0 data will be dumped into the tenant. All your users from 1.0 will be coming into the tenant. Everything, each and everything. So you don't have to stress it out. You don't have to do anything. You have to just relax. Only thing that since HANA 1.0 does not have the system DB, correct? Right? So during your conversion, during you are converting from HANA 1.0 to 2.0, then what will happen? Your operation, that means your HDB LCM tool will ask you the SID of system DB that you want to keep. Then it will ask you the super username, that is system. Please give the password for that, right? So that this operation can adapt and they can become system DB and tenant can function properly, right? So that is why it has told you you may have to adopt the concept. Concept means you don't have to do anything manually. You just have to give the system database SID, its password, then HDBLCM tool will do everything for you. Right, guys? It will include the new system DB, it will connect to the tenant database, and it will make sure that your HANA 2.0 is up and running. Right, guys? Understood? Clear?
Hmm.
Yes.
But the very famous interview question will be like, when you are converting from HANA 1.0 to 2.0, right? All the users of 1.0 comes to 2.0 tenant or not. So you should be always
Yes.
be key whenever we are converting from 1.0 to 2.0, all the users of HANA 1.0 will come into the tenant without any issues and without any problem. Right, guys?
Yes.
Hmm.
Correct? Clear?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So we will be discussing till here only today. So in the next class, then we will again be discussing about system DB and tenant, and then we will be discussing about the security concept, and then we will further go into the multi-host concept, guys. Okay, right?
Okay.
Hmm.
So, guys, just one small request. I may not be there on Sunday. So, can we keep our class tomorrow also at 7:30 same time? Is it fine for
Sure.
everyone?
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so much.
Not an issue.
Okay. Rajesh,
Please
Sagar,
ask Parmit. No, we don't. I don't have any issue.
Sagar and
Tomorrow.
Pramit, I hope you are also fine, right?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay.